watching Let's Chat.
You want to bring us in from this commercial break, Daryl? Go ahead.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Chat.
Welcome back to Let's Chat. We're here talking football, and it's a special edition of Let's Chat, and we have a special guest joining us, the voice of the UT Vols, Mr. Bob Kesling. Bob, good morning.
Bob. Morning, Bob.
Good to be with you guys today.
Everything going okay in your end of the world up in Knoxville?
Yeah, everybody's, it's the old buzz about this time of the year. Everybody's getting excited about the team. Everybody's speculating who's going to be the next big star, the next All-American we're going to have, and can you beat Florida and Alabama and all those guys. So it's, just in the classes start today, so the students are back here. And so, yeah, it's getting time to kick it off and play some football.
All right, want to ask you this. A lot of folks who have been to a UT game always talk about how cool is it running through the T. And Daryl, you know people that have done it. I know people that have done it. Bob probably knows everybody that's ever run through the T. Bob, take us down to the field, if you would, and tell us what the excitement is like when you're running through the T for the very first game of the season.
Well, it's just it's the pent-up enthusiasm, and it's people have been waiting for this day to come, all summer, and when the last game was played. I mean, actually since last December, I think everybody's been waiting for this. Because you're always, as a football fan, you're always waiting for that next great season. I remember, Daryl remembers this too, the '85 season when nobody really expected much out of that team, and suddenly they come up and they beat Alabama and they beat Auburn, and they're going to the Sugar Bowl and they beat Miami. And it was just one of those magical seasons. And then they win the national championship in '98 when they really weren't expected to do that. So that's what I keeps getting football fans to come back, is that you hope this is the season. We're gonna catch lightning in a bottle. We're gonna have one of those big years and win a championship, and it's gonna be special. And that's what they're hoping for. The Tennessee team this year is a little bit younger than I think than people might give it credit for, and so you're got a lot of young guys, some redshirt freshmen and sophomores are going to be playing against a bunch of juniors and seniors from other teams, but you hope they grow up fast and that they can, and they're talented. That's the one thing about it. This is a very talented team, but they don't have much experience, and so they're going to have some folks that maybe you haven't heard of step up and make some things happen. And so, but that's why you play these games. You're hoping that this is the year you knock off Alabama. This is the year that you win at Florida.
Right.
And nobody expected Tennessee to beat Auburn last year, and they did it. So you're expecting some high moments, and hope this team is ready to do that.
Bob, the looking just at the offensive side of the football for a little while, offensive line's been an issue for several years now. The offensive line a little bit maybe older, more mature now. And the fact that you've got Garantano back at quarterback, you've got some skilled receivers back. How big of a difference does Jim Chaney make as offensive coordinator now? Is that a huge difference?
Yeah, I think it is, Daryl. I mean, when Jim Chaney, you go back and look at his track record, he has the ability to identify his playmakers, and then he has a great knack at getting them the ball.
Right.
I don't think you're going to see Garantano stand back there 7 steps back and just wait, and then get pounded.
Hope not.
He's going to get rid of the ball. They do think this is a pretty special receiving corps.
It is,
because they've got some guys that have been around for a while. Juwan Jennings and Marquez Callaway and Tyler Bird. They've all played a lot of football here at Tennessee, and they've got some speed. They can get down the field, and Dominic Wood-Anderson at tight end gives them another threat in the middle. So there are a lot of pieces that you like. Ty Chandler has got really elite speed, and he's a guy that can go 60 or 70 yards if you get open. They really like this new freshman running back out of Memphis, Eric Gray.
Heard a lot about him.
Yeah, he's got that little wiggle to him that he's able to make guys miss, and that's what you need as a running back.
What about on the other side of the ball? Will the defense, can it stop people? Is it a riverboat gambling type defense, go after people?
Well, it'll be pretty much what you saw last year, the way Jeremy Pruitt plays. He really depends a lot on his secondary. He wants you to get your cornerbacks, and in this case it'll be Alontae Taylor and Bryce Thompson. He wants those guys to lock down those wide receivers and funnel everything toward the middle, and then let your linebackers and your safeties come up and make plays. And so Trayvon Flowers has had a pretty good camp at safety, and Nigel Warrior is been a veteran guy, so he'll be at safety.
Hey.
The key, though, is the front seven. The defensive line is really young and inexperienced. And then the linebackers, they've got some guys that have played a little bit, but nobody has kind of been the guy that you are confident that you can stick him in the fourth quarter. He's going to make plays. They're going to have to figure that out and get guys in there that really can make plays. And because that's the key in the fourth quarter, that's when you win football games.
Mm-hmm.
Nate, you were talking about Ty Chandler a moment ago. He only needs like 60 or 65 yards to hit that 1,000-yard mark. How long into the season do you think it's going to take? Bob, I know we're putting you on the spot here, but give it an educated guess.
Heck, let's get it out of the way the first game. Let's go ahead and do it. Get it over with. We don't have to worry. We're going to move on to something else. Ty is one of these guys that he knows he's going to be the workhorse this year, and he knows that he's a guy that's going to have to make a lot of plays for this team. And that was one thing last year that they just needed to identify those playmakers, and it took them a while to do that. But Chandler emerged the second half of the season as really a good running back for Tennessee. And they're kind of comparing him a little bit to Alvin Kamara, who was
really
the New Orleans Saints. Kamara was pretty good, but he's a guy that you can get out in space and throw him a swing pass, and that's kind of like an extended running play. And if you miss, the first guy misses, he's got a chance to take it to the house. So they really like that about him because he does have elite speed as a running back, and that's kind of what you're looking for.
One thing Daryl and I are concerned about, Bob, we've been looking at your schedule here, and coming up on the 14th of September, which is Saturday, the UT Vols are playing the UTC Mocs, and they're playing in Knoxville. And Rusty and the gang down here is firmly convinced they're going to walk up and walk all over the Big Orange.
Well, one thing, I don't know about that. I don't get into all the predictions and all that stuff, but I think it is good for the state.
It is.
Tennessee is playing the UTCs and the ETSUs and some of those folks. Basketball now Tennessee's playing Memphis, and I think that's really good for the state. There's no reason why they shouldn't be doing that.
Absolutely.
So I know it's a good. It'll be a big day for the folks at UTC and getting to come up here and play in Neyland Stadium. It'll be a thrill for their football team, and they're pretty good. The Mocs have been pretty good the last several years, so we'll see if they can give Tennessee a game. I'm sure they think they can.
All right, we're going to plug Bob Kesling here for just a minute. He's been doing golf tournament benefits for years, one for the Helen Ross McNabb Center. Did I get those names right? Helen Ross McNabb?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And also very actively involved with Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Those are the two big tournaments you do each and every year, right?
Yeah, we do one up in Greenville. It's actually for the Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, but then we do Helen Ross McNabb. But you also hit it on the head, and I'll brag on my little brother real quick. I've been a Big Brother, for 10 years, I guess, or 8, more than that maybe. I picked him up when he was in 7th grade, William Large, and got him through high school and kept him out of trouble, or helped to keep him out of trouble. He just enlisted in the Navy. And he was, when they shot down those Iranian drones on the USS Boxer, that was his ship. So he was out there doing that. Yeah, so
cool.
Very
we're proud of him. He's just turned 21 and just turned out to be a great kid. And it's been such a rewarding experience for me. I've gotten much more out of it than William has. So I would encourage anybody that is thinking about becoming a mentor or a big brother, they need to do that, because it has been a wonderful experience for me. And just to watch William grow and go through all the obstacles that he had as a young man growing up in Knoxville, and how he overcame those things and graduated from high school and now flourishing in the Navy. I've been really proud of him. So those are the three main, as you mentioned, Chip, those are the three main groups that I really try and concentrate on. And I think everybody needs a cause, and they don't ask people that are not doing anything to be busy and active in these groups. They ask people that are busy.
Exactly.
Bob plays golf. Daryl plays golf. I play golf. Bob, except Daryl hadn't gotten an invitation to play in one of the tournaments, and last time I checked, I hadn't either. Maybe he's seen us play.
You guys got an open invite anytime,
Maybe he's seen us play before. Bob Kesling, thanks for everything you do for the community and for the university. We will check back with Bob a little further into the season. Great guy.
See you soon, my friend.
Bob Kesling, the voice of the Vols. Any quick prediction on what you think it's going to be, what it's going to be like this year season-wise?
I think the first 3 games, Georgia State, Brigham Young, Chattanooga, Tennessee probably is going to be 3-0 going into Florida.
Right.
And then to Georgia.
All right.
And then Mississippi State.
And then
and
Mississippi
then Alabama.
State. And then Alabama.
Then it gets tough.
Yeah, it
gets
certainly
tough.
does.
It's the Southeastern Conference. You know what I mean?
I certainly do. Daryl and I